Okay, I'm making this movie here because I came outside and the tire was flat. But normally I would just take my floor jack and take the tire off and put the other one on, bring it over, have it repaired. But I want to show you how to do this, how to take this off using the floor jack, or not using the regular crank jack in the truck, because I had to do this once on the road a couple years ago and I struggled. It took me a long time because I didn't know how to do this. I had to figure it out on the way, but thank God it had the little instructions in the back and I was able to do this. If I had to do it at night, I probably wouldn't have been able to do it. But anyway, so it's flat. I found out the reason why it's flat. Because it has a bolt and washer right through the tire. Okay, to locate the jack and the lug bar and the hand crank, they're in the corner. Okay, so I of course have so much junk over there I have to sort of dig myself out, and I saved the instructions. So the jack itself, it's held in by this metal bar here, so you have to turn it down so it gets past, and then it gets past the bar here, and then it'll come out. So there's the jack itself. Alright, here's the lug bar. And here's the extension. The next item is to get the spare tire out from underneath the van. Okay, so like I said, I saved the instructions. If you look at the instructions, it says to take off this thumb through, and it's like a lock bracket, and then there's another little piece of rubber here that will allow you to stick the jack, what they say lug wrench. What we have is right here is a screw. Okay, so this is the anti-lock. Alright, and then here's the other piece of the rubber here that blocks the hole. Now, if you look inside the hole, I don't know if you can even see there. Probably not. Okay, so let's just look on the bottom. Okay, so if you see on the bottom, you see where my fingers are coming through. This is where we just took that rubber cover, and this thing is the slot. The slot for the anti-theft. It makes it harder for somebody to steal your tire. Okay, so that rod comes through there. It goes all the way through here, and then it goes into this little funnel. Alright, so you take your hand crank, fold it all out, alright, and then you take one end and it goes right through there, right into the funnel. So you can see, here I'll take the rod out. See, it goes through the back and into that funnel. Okay, then that engages the mechanism to lower and raise the tire. So you can see when it turns, you see the tire coming down. So basically what you're doing is sticking the rod in there, make sure it gets into that funnel, and then just crank it down, and your tire will come down. So you're cranking it, and here comes the tire. And you can reach in there and grab this thing out of there. Alright, so lowering this right here gives you more slack. So you just lift this out of the way. And now you have your spare tire. Alright, and we'll need this to jack up the car itself. So let's take this out, and we have to jack up the car. So before you even jack it up, take the hubcap off. And break all these loose, because once you jack it up, you're not going to be able to. Okay, now that I got them all broke loose, let's put the jack under the truck and jack it, raise it up. Right, here's the jack that we got from inside the truck. Where's our rod? Put that together. And then this goes inside here, like that, and then it sort of doesn't come in and out, so then you can move it in the back and put it in the correct location. So right there on the frame, and slowly do it until it gets pressure. Now it's not a problem. Now you can just crank it right up. Now make sure the brake is on. Okay, now when you have it all jacked up, now you can take the tire off. And you can see right here once again why we have that problem. Okay, so let's unbolt it and put the other one on. The other thing is, you don't have to lift it too high, just enough so you can get the other tire off, because this jack is not that stable. It's just made for emergency procedures like this one when you get caught on the road. So instead of having to wait 2-3 hours for the tow truck service to come, you can get on your way a lot quicker by doing it yourself. Okay, so this is where it gets tricky. You got to be careful. You're relying on that little jack, not your floor jack. So ease it out of there. You don't want to disturb anybody. So get your spare. Okay, in this particular case, you can see that it's not quite enough. So let me just crank up the jack just a touch. Okay, so remember, be careful. Go slow, because that jack is not that good. Okay, so I'm just going to take this back off. But so you'll see, when you jack it up just at the right, you're able to just put these on just perfect. Now, don't get next to this. Put some bolts in here, or put some nuts on here first. Okay, now you're safe. Because if the jack falls over, the tire's not going to fall out of here and down. It might screw up your fender. You've made it past the danger point at this point in time. See, if you go up just a touch more, and I will, as soon as I put these the other nuts on. Okay, see, it needs to go just another crank. See, that's just enough. Okay, keep on going in a cross pattern so the tire goes on evenly. Alright, so you have all the lugs on. You can see how unstable this jack is. Alright, see, so you can see it's leaning a little bit, but it's not bad. It's still safe. So now, let's just lower it down and get it out of there. So carefully lower it down. This is counterclockwise. It's a lot easier than going up. So this jack is easy to lower the jack when it's out of there, because you just turn the yellow knob. And we have to get it down to a certain point so we can put it back in there. Okay, but let's leave that for later. Let's tighten these up. And then go in a cross pattern. All tight. So we got a tire on, so let's pack up our stuff and hit the road. Let's put this tire back. So we flip it on the back side. See, so this just sits in there. And this is spring loaded. So, just like that. Alright. The next thing, our cranking rod, remember, it goes in here, off the little angle, and it goes in that funnel that's in there. Okay? So now, we just crank it clockwise. And you'll see the tire going away. As I crank it, it will just go up into position. And there it is, all locked away. So now we can take our cranking lever here. That's done. Put back our little anti-theft. Just drops right in there. Here's the locking screw for it. And here's our little rubber cap that goes in the hole. Okay, so let's just take the time to put this stuff away, since you probably never need it again. What's the chance of getting a flat on the road? So I'm just cranking this down so it fits underneath that metal band. So stick that in there. Oh, not low enough. And lock it in over the top. Tighten it just a touch. that'll stay in position. The next thing is our little cranking rod here. That just goes, there's a little hole right here, and then there's a groove right there. There's our plug wrench. So then it's got a little screw here that sort of clamps it into position. And I usually tighten this up pretty tight because I don't want to listen to it rattle. A little suntan lotion in case I ever need it. Put all my junk back over there. Oh, most important, the instructions. Stick that way in the back. Alright, now if you have to jack the back up, then you're looking at putting the jack, if you see right here between the two bolts, that is the recommended spot. Alright, and that'll be on both sides. There's the other side way over there, right there. Okay, and here's the tire underneath the truck. You'll see here's that little mechanism you had that goes in between the wheel and just clamps it right up there, and it stays firmly in place. Alright, so here we are, tires on, and well, my hubcaps won't fit, so I'm not going to put them on because I'm going to take it and have it changed out again. Buy another tire and put the spare back where it belongs. And that's what it is. This one happens to be a E150. Like I say, 250 are the same, and probably from 2010 all the way down into the 90s. So, and pickup trucks are about the same. The only difference with the pickup truck is that the jack is located, some of them are located in the back of the seat, and some of them are located in the front hood area, and the spare tire comes down about the same. Okay, so I think that took me about 1/2 hour to do. So that's better than waiting two hours for the road service to arrive.